Elephant Butte, the area's major reservoir, is at low levels. In the fall, it was less than 10% full. The Texas Water Resources Institute, based at Texas A&M University, has a branch in El Paso. Dr. Zhung Sheng says natural regional challenges to water accessibility are being compounded by diminished water flow in the Rio Grande and the evaporation of surface water with hotter temperatures.
We are living in the desert. Drought is normal. So we are always in the drought, but sometimes we have more severe drought, so upstream snowpack is lower, so there's no water coming down from the mountain range.
Sheng says prolonged droughts and changing climates are lowering reservoir water supply. At the same time, urban, industrial and agricultural growth are raising demand for water. Demand that's being met by the pumping of groundwater.
We will eventually deplete it. That's what we may face, but that's why the key is to preserve it, or if we have more proactive way, if we have surplus water wherever it comes from, we can recharge the aquifer at a greater rate, then we can have more storage available for the future.
Sheng says groundwater levels haven't seen a major increase since the 70s, when regional growth really took hold. In the southwest, El Paso has been a water conservation success story. Per person daily use dropped from 225 gallons in the 1970s to just 132 gallons in 2013. That's a little higher than Tucson, Arizona, but lower than Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Las Cruces, which had one of the region's higher per-person daily use rates at 166 gallons. Sheng says a defining factor in El Paso's success has been subsidies for water-efficient faucets and showerheads, landscaping without grass, and regionally tailored irrigation plans. With the way population, industry, and agriculture is growing, Sheng says El Paso still has a challenge to meet its water needs. Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke says that's why he's sponsoring a bill to fund regional water conservation initiatives and advance research.
We're realizing that this is not a drought, but it is the new normal. And the periods over the last 50, 60 years where you saw an explosion in growth in the desert Southwest were atypically wet years. And so we need to plan for and have the resources to accept that we're going to be living with less water than we had planned for.
The bill would allow existing water efficiency programs to expand across the country. One initiative, WaterSense, claims to have saved 271 billion gallons of US water in 2013 alone. The bill would also reauthorize funding of existing research programs at universities like NMSU, UTEP, and Texas A&M, where Sheng conducts his research.
We just need to, have more creative way to conserve water and to sustain that development.
Sheng says one example of creative conservation is using grey water. That's water from bathroom sinks, showers, tubs, and washing machines. Congressman O'Rourke says the renewal of funding would also lower the cost of removing salt from the region's brackish groundwater. El Paso utilities say desalinated water currently costs twice as much to treat as fresh groundwater, and 70% more to treat than surface water.
We have the distinction of having the world's largest inland desalination plant here. We need to build on that technology and build on the fact that El Paso has been known nationally, even internationally, as a leader in water conservation. So we've done a good job historically. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do an even better job going forward.
O'Rourke says water scarcity is a regional reality that's better dealt with sooner than later.
We're not going to be able to continue to grow as a community here in El Paso or Las Cruces in southern New Mexico. It means that whole states like Texas and California that have been adversely impacted by drought are going to have to radically rethink their economies.
And the region's water needs are likely to grow dramatically over the next 35 years, with Doña Ana County's population projected to increase by 75% and El Paso County's projected to almost double. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.